Hello, ladies and gentlemen of the humble internet. My name is Ryan, aka Ryan Man, and it is currently 4:06 a.m. in the middle of October. We are continuing our string of spoopy games for this month. But Ryan, if you just said it's October and you're doing spoopy things, why on bloody earth are you playing Katawa Shoujo of all things? Well, Kinder, because I personally can't imagine anything spookier than sitting through a visual novel and risking the chance of having to experience me reading another lovemaking scene to you. Now, Kinder, sit back, relax, dim your lights as we venture forth.
Do you want to come over on a trip to my house? Oh, God. Kill me.
Keep it down low. People sleeping.
My mom's making dinner, and I thought you might want to join us.
You had me at your mother. Well, of course I accept. What was that? I forget you can't, when they couldn't afford proper animation, which is a lie, but because there's anime parts in this. Emmy punches the nurse. Wait a minute, did I read that wrong? I now begin my 700-page apology over how much of an idiot I am. Actually, we could just keep doing this to watch Emmy do her jig. Yeah. We've invented a new dance. We can't have an hour. We can't have an hour-long episode. Let's do this.
Not you, idiot! You were over last week. I was talking to Hisao.
Oh, how interesting! Meeting the parent. I'd love to go, Emmy. Thanks. The nurse raises an eyebrow but says nothing.
Great! I'll be in my room. Swing by after you shower and change into something clean, and we'll grab the bus.
Sounds good. I'll see you in a bit. This time, it's me who leans in for a quick kiss before darting off to my room. Aw, she's beaming with joyfulness. What an interesting development. Maybe we're getting closer after all. Maybe Emmy's finally ready to open up a little bit. Or maybe she's just being polite. And a free meal seems like a good way to apologize for last night. Hey, either way, we're fucking eating. Great. Now I can decide whether to be excited, nervous, or depressed. Brother, stepping in my shoes. I can literally be all three. It's my power. I settle for a combination of... That's my boy. Oh, okay. End of a chapter. Slapping thigh and excitement. We got this, brother. Let's fucking go! Oh. Wasn't expecting the reflection. God, you know what's... Hisao's default face is just sad. It's like how my default face is permanent anger. I don't think I like riding on buses. Actually, I think I'm pretty comfortable saying that as a fact. They sway a lot, they smell funny, you can feel every bump in the road. I'm really not looking forward to this. Plus, Emmy's legs keep making a clanky noise that draws the attention of everyone else on the bus.
Everyone else can literally sit on a dill pickle.
She's in shorts again, and she's got long socks drawn up on her prosthetics so they don't look so obviously false again. But that doesn't stop the odd look or two every time her legs bump together with an audible clunk. Oh my god, she's a clanker! That's a Star Wars reference, by the way. I shift nervously in my seat, and Emmy raises an eyebrow questioningly. She doesn't seem to mind the stares. Either that or she doesn't even notice that people are staring. I'm sure she's gotten her fill of odd looks before. After a certain amount of time, I doubt she'd notice anymore.
Oh my! I just realized something. And like that, the thought has left me.
Wait. Okay, wait. It's coming back. The name of the school is Yamaku, right? I think so. Anyway, I'm an idiot. If my coworkers here and they're listening in on this, Yamaku High School is a place of crippled and questionable people reside. Does or does that not sound a lot like our current place of business? I'm not going to say where here, and you don't have to comment. You can if you want to comment, but oh my god, are we living in a live action role of Katawa Shoujo? Oh my god, wait a minute. Oh my god. Oh my god. Not only do we there's not as many cripples walking around. Actually, yeah, there are enough cripples walking around. I'm talking about you, Hot Wheels. Hot Wheels isn't watching this, thank fuck. Pretty sure he wouldn't be able to anyway.
A coworker even did pull a fucking Hanako on me.
This is going to go into backstory that I really don't want to go into right now, but now it's going to like... Oh my god, I'm living in a fucking Katawa Shoujo live action segment. Fuck me. Not that she'd ever tell me if I ask. Another fact is, I'm not just uncomfortable about the bus. I can't seem to come to terms with the fact that Emmy appears to be trying to bring me closer while at the same time pushing me away. The nurse said she trusts me, even if it doesn't look like it. But I'm not sure I can trust the nurse. He's protective of Emmy, just like I'm protective of Emmy. And I'd likely say something to make her look good if someone asked me about her. So he might just be doing that. Still, there was something about the way he seemed generally surprised that Emmy invited me along. Maybe last night's talk helped more than I think, but I'm still worried. Meeting the parents is a big deal, right? Not that I haven't already met Emmy's mother, but that was just as an acquaintance. Now it's going to be as Emmy's boyfriend, with everything that implies. I can feel my heart pounding in my chest, an echo of that snow-covered afternoon that feels like... Dude, you bring up your heart problems more than Batman brings up his dead parents. Except then, I didn't know what was going on. I also didn't have medication to help prevent things spiraling out of control. I've come a long way in terms of my physical health. But for the second time today, I feel like I'll be able to live normally now, or at least as normally as possible. Now, if only I could manage my relationship as well as I've managed my heart, I'd be in great shape.
Well, we're here.
That tree is drawn horribly. Emmy grabs my hand as soon as we stepped off the bus. She starts heading down the street almost immediately.
Come on, we've got a couple of blocks until my place.
Nani? Oh, okay. I follow Emmy down the street, watching her confident stride. She's getting a kind of a quick pace for just a walk. I guess she's anxious to get there. So, does your mom do this sort of thing often?
Nah, not too frequently. My mom's never been much for playing hostess.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, my dad was always the one pushing her to have people over.
This sudden unprompted reference to her father catches me off guard. And from the look on Emmy's face, I'm not sure she meant to mention him. I think I've only heard her talk about him once. All I remember is that Emmy's mom told me he wasn't around anymore. Which I don't think we've gotten confirmation on if it was divorce or if he's dead. I think it's heavily implying that he's dead, and I've come to believe that. But I don't want to put all my hens into that basket, because I hate having that awkward conversation with someone's parent and having to start it with, "Oh, I thought you were dead." "Oh, your mom prefers solitude? My kind of woman." Emmy laughs, either from relief that I didn't ask about her father, or from finding my statement actually funny.
Not at all. She's why I'm such an outgoing person, you know. She just prefers to be a guest rather than a hostess. It's less stressful that way, or so she says.
Clearly she's never had to meet her girlfriend. Clearly she's never had to meet her girlfriend's mother for dinner. Okay, at first I thought my brain stroked, but we're good. Emmy giggling again and speaks in a teasing tone.
Nervous, Hisao?
No.
You shouldn't be here, you know. It's not that big of a deal. Just dinner in my house, that's all.
Yeah, but you, yeah, but if you, but I'm a scat man. Actually, with the way I just stuttered, it was more like fucking Porky goddamn Pig. Yeah, but have you ever brought home a boyfriend before? I confess that part of me dreads hearing the answer to this. I know very little of Emmy's past relationships. I don't even know if there were past relationships.
No, I guess I haven't. Hey, maybe this is really kind of a big deal after all.
Oh good, now I feel twice as nervous. Though, to tell the truth, I'm pretty happy to hear that I'm the first one. Maybe we've gotten something special after all. FBI. Bolstered by this new thought, I've managed to calm down considerably by the time Emmy knocks on the front door. Hey, Mom! Every fiber I being would really have loved to have screamed that, but I need to emphasize again, it is now 4:19 in the goddamn morning. Is that a machine gun? No, that's just a balcony. I was gonna say, is that a machine gun perch? No. That's just where normal people sit. Open up, we're here! Fuck yeah. You know, I know they say if you want to know what your girlfriend's going to look like when they get older, just look at their mother. It was... You look at Mrs. Ibarazaki and you're like, oh, this is what Emmy's going to look like if she had legs. The door swings open, and Mrs. Barazaki stands the grin is still surprisingly similar to Emmy's. No, it's not. She has a normal smile with a cute little mole or birthmark or beauty mark or whatever you want to call it right there. Emmy does the cat lips thing. I'm never gonna get used to that. I don't know it. You know... I don't know what to do for your voice. I ran out of voices so long ago. I'm not a voice actor. You know, people normally wait a few minutes before they start shouting at the door.
And most mothers say hello to their daughters instead of scolding them right away.
Oh, of course. Welcome home, dear. I've missed you.
We have a new location. I need to breathe it in. There's a sailboat.
And a book! We found the book in this scenery.
That's a reference to Winds of Change, a game that I need to get back to. But I'm waiting on certain items for that finales.
Which... finale? God, I don't even think I'm done with Act 3, and there are 4 acts in that game. Alright, sidetracked. An affectionate hug. Later we're inside, and it's only then that Emmy's mom seems to remember that I'm actually here. And hello to you too, Hisao. How are you? I'm quite well, thank you, ma'am. Nice to not have school to worry about for a little bit. Yes, you finished up your exams, haven't you? That must be quite a relief for you both. It's certainly a weight off my mind, that's for sure, ma'am.
Mine too! I think I slept well for the first time in weeks last night. I
probably shouldn't do this shit like 4:30 in the morning, now that I think about it, but it's too late. We're balls deep. If this news is a surprise to Emmy's mother, she doesn't show it. Still, her response betrays a note of interest. Is that so? I'm very glad to hear that, Emmy. You know I get worried when you get all wound up about, well, exams. Certainly Emmy's mother knows something I don't, or rather, she doesn't know that Emmy told me about the nightmares. It's interesting, being able to observe how Mrs. Ibarazaki covers for Emmy. That protective instinct to make sure that I don't know any more than Emmy's willing to tell me. But now that I know, but she doesn't know that I know, but I know that she doesn't know that I know, that Emmy knows that I know, that she doesn't know that I know, that she knows and that I know. I'm not making that the title of this video. I suppose Emmy's got more in common with quirks than I ever realized. Moves around fast, impossible to understand through direct observation, yet she has an effect on everyone she encounters. I wonder if Mrs. Barzaki will figure out that I know about the nightmares and that I know that she knows that I don't know, that she knows that Emmy knows that... My brain's now shutting down. Or is she just keeping everything a secret from everybody?
Yeah, it's not been as bad as this year's in the past. Hisao helped me to stay focused.
Okay, I know that's not true. She even cut off contact outside of school hours during exam week. But she did see me during the day, and she told me more than once that the morning run was the only thing she looked forward to during exams, so maybe it's not that much of a lie. Either way, to hear that being around has helped even a little, makes me feel a bit better. Emmy's mother raised an eyebrow at this statement. Either she doesn't believe Emmy, or she's as surprised as I am. Well, then it appears that it's a good thing you two have become so close. I tell you to take good care of my daughter, Hisao, but it looks like you're already doing that. Emmy grins at this and seems to take pride in having managed to integrate myself with her mother so easily. Actually, I say your daughter's been the one taking care of me. She's got me out and running. I've probably been more active since meeting her than I ever was even before. I've actually never thought of that much, nor I had appreciated the humor in it. I wasn't too active before the heart attack. Pick-up games of soccer don't really count since they weren't that common. So now that I know for sure that I have a weak heart, now I run every day, pushing my luck with the help of my medication. I chuckle quietly, then realize I've never finished my sentence. Welcome to my world. Well, before I had my heart attack and wound up at school here. Comes out so casually. There was a time that I would have thought twice about talking about what was wrong with me and all that. But now, Now it just seems silly to care, especially in the company of Emmy and her mother. If Emmy can't be cavalier about her disability, then so can I. I think back to the track meet, where Emmy declared herself the fastest thing on no legs. The fact of her obvious loss has never seemed to bother her, at least not in public. Being stuck in a wheelchair frustrated her, I know, but even that was something she dealt with on her own, despite my efforts to the contrary. Emmy has a way of bringing out the more active side in people. I never quite figured out how she does it. Those puppy dog eyes she gets, for starters. I'm not surprised that she managed to rope you into an exercise routine. If Rune weren't such as stubborn as she is, I'm sure that Emmy would have gotten her out and running with you too. I would pay $10 to see Rin run.
Oh, that reminds me. Oh, that reminds me. Rin says hello.
There's a bust of someone on the right. Is this backyard enclosed? Because this giant fucking window is quite an easy entry. I drift to the outer edges of the conversation again as we move into the dining room to eat. It smells delicious in here. And the spread that Emmy's mom has produced is impressive.
Whoa, you've managed to feed an army in here.
Is it too much? Well, you can always take some leftovers with you when you go. Hey, that sounds great. I can only handle cafeteria food for so long. Something home-cooked would be a welcome change of pace.
What he said. Thanks, Mom.
The food tastes as good as it smells, but we couldn't afford a drawing of the food. And there's a lull in conversation while we all dig in. Emmy assaults her play with the usual amount of gusto, and I will admit that I set a pretty fast pace myself. Oh, okay. So I hear that you and my daughter are fucking now, The urge... the urge to say something like, yep, both holes, is so strong. Working on the third. I'm not gonna say which ones have been touched yet, though. We are close, there's no getting around it. I mean, Emmy's brought me here, hasn't she? Yes! Besides the anal! Fortunately, both Emmy and her mother seem to take my reaction as a sign that I'm caught off guard rather than considering saying something cruel. I suppose we have. I blame the morning runs myself.
You make it sound like a bad thing, Hisao.
Well, I, for one, found it a relief. Why's that? Emmy's always been a popular girl, but never made many close friends. That's a bit of news to me. I've always seen Emmy chatting with her classmates in the hallways, and certainly the whole track team seems to love her. But is it true that she chooses to isolate herself during lunch with Rin and me? Rin and I? Not exactly the sort of behavior one expects from the popular girl. Or, after all, then again, I've experienced her unwillingness to get close firsthand, so I can't say I'm surprised. I was beginning to have my doubts. Emmy rolls her eyes on the ceiling and grumbles something I can't quite make out. Huh?
What?
What's that you just said?
Nothing.
Okay. Mrs. Aparasaki chokes on her drink with laughter. You've been hanging out with the nurse too long, Emmy. I'm going to have to talk to him about corrupting my daughter. Somehow, I don't think that would be very effective.
I've learned most of it from you anyway, not the nurse.
What's with that? What's with that face? Don't listen to her, Hisao. She's a born liar.
Yeah, right.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I think your mom... Hisao! This is one of those conversations where you stop talking and let them have it out. This is what happens!
Nani? You traitor! You're supposed to take my side in this!
Yeah, but you did lie about your leg after the Ow! A kick in the shins from an unmistakably plastic foot cuts me off, but not before Mrs. Barazaki eyebrows shoot upwards.
What about your leg? It wasn't a big deal, that's all. I was just in there, we don't shit on her a bit.
The last few mumble words are quickly deciphered by Emmy's mother. I suspect she is experienced with this sort of thing, and a worried frown appears on her face. So that's why he kept dodging my calls. Oh, Emmy, I don't know how much you hate. I know how much you hate being in a wheelchair. No wonder you've been in such a mood lately.
So, stop talking. No more.
Yeah, she's much happier on her feet, so to speak. Well, of course, she spent enough time in a chair just after. This is why I don't talk. This is why This is why I'm with those things called people. I shut the fuck up. She didn't get prosthetics immediately. This conversation it was going up, it was going high. Now it's crashing nose first into the ground. No, she had to finish healing up before they let her start that sort of therapy. You've got to go through to adjust to those things, especially since she wanted to run on them. I had no idea. Okay, put it on a brave face. Maybe this isn't as chaotic as I thought it was going to be in my mind.
Yeah, it sucked. Oh, you didn't see Rin's mural at the festival? Did I just say the festival?
Emmy's turning Swedish. Emmy's sudden change of topic makes me realize belatedly that she's been fishing the whole time her mother and I have been talking. I should have figured on her being a little skittish when it comes to talking about the accent, even around her mother. No, I didn't make it out to the festival, remember? Although I caught a glimpse of it at your track meet, it seemed pretty weird to me.
I think that's more or less what she was going for. She talked a lot about being dreamlike, or trying to make it dreamlike.
Rin's art is one of those things I don't think I'll ever understand. Mrs. Barazaki, Miko, if you don't mind, you should watch the last season to fully understand that you will never understand.
That's not surprising. I don't think Rin expects to be understood. She told me once that art allows people to understand stuff they wouldn't understand otherwise, but all the lights just flickered in my goddamn house. I've been playing too much Phasmophobia. Where's my gun? Not today, ghosts! Now I'm gonna be fucking paranoid for the rest of this goddamn motherfucking fuck suck shit fuck. Yeah, people don't understand.
I'm surprised that Emmy talked about this with Rin extensively enough to actually have Rin's opinion, such as it is. Although I expect that Rin could not, if she were so inclined, say the same thing about Emmy's. Unless, of course, Emmy is purposely keeping me in the dark about everything, which is likely, but unpleasant to think about. I drift down this unpleasant train of thought for a while, losing track of the conversation. Hey, Emmy, I've been meaning to ask.
Huh?
Are you going to visit your father this year? They are divorced. Okay. I'm super pumped that we could probably lay that to bed to avoid conversations like I said before. And hi, nice to meet you. I thought you were dead. By the way, I'm pegging your daughter. From the way she says it, you think Emmy's mother was talking about the weather. From the way Emmy reacts, it's clearly not the weather they were talking about. She flinches, a slight jerk of her head backwards as if she'd just been slapped in the face.
Can we talk about this later?
Her voice sounds brittle, strained. It looks as if she's been severely shaken by the question. Seems that Mrs. Barazaki misjudged just how close Emmy and I are. Some things, it seems, are best not conversed about with me around. Her father is one of these things. The accident that took her legs is probably another one of those things. If her reaction is... My brain shut down. Slap it. Readjust. Reset. The accident that took her legs is probably another one of those things. If her reaction to the early conversation between her mother and myself is any indication. Doesn't take Emmy's mother long to realize she done fucked up. Of course we can, dear. I'm sorry to bring it up. I just wanted to ask how I could make plans.
It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Emmy fidgets nervously, as if embarrassed by her own reaction. I confess that her reaction is confusing. She only just mentioned her father to me earlier today, less than a few hours ago even. Why just a simple question about when she'll visit her father caused such a strong reaction? Unless whatever serenity she claimed to have reached by means of our talk the previous evening was had suddenly evaporated. Or it didn't help as much as she thought, or claimed.
I'll, be right back. Gotta visit the little girl's room.
Emmy gets up and silently leaves the table, leaving me and Mrs. Barazaki alone. Strength, Ryan. She's a drawing. I'm a little conflicted. Should I go after her, or should I stay here? It's obvious that Emmy's departure was not based on a call of nature. Something's bothering her, and I have to know what it is. How do I go about it? Go after her? Or talk to her mom? I want to talk to her mom because, honestly, I just want her on screen more. Secondly, I'm going to talk to the mom because I get the feeling that the whole theme of this route is, if you care, don't be stubborn and don't be afraid to ask other people for their opinions and advice. So I'm going to talk to the mom. There's an awkward silence at the table for a while after Emmy dashes off. I can't think of anything to say. And I'm looking over the time. I'm like at least 30 minutes. So I'm going to end this episode here. Huzzah! Oh yes. Don't think I haven't forgotten about you. Anyway, guys, I hope you had some fun. Just looking at the fucking current scene title. I hope you guys had some fun listening to me to get through more of this plot. I feel like we're nearly done. If I have nothing else going on, I'm going to edit and put this up and then possibly do another one right away. Hell, why not? But until then, till that next episode, I want you guys to stay awesome out there. Oh yeah, other thing. If you have been enjoying my content in general, not just Katawa Shoujo, but all the content, don't forget to like, subscribe, leave comments below. Shit like that helps get my videos out there more on the YouTube for other people to see, as well as when you guys share the links just directly. I have a Patreon. Link for that is in the description below. All funding goes towards basically improving the shit on my channel. More games and whatnot. I have a job, I pay my own bills, so what little bit that does come through the Patreon goes towards games that you guys want to see. So just throwing that out there. Anyway, stay awesome out there. Adios.